Hey folks, how's it going? RedMaster, and welcome back to another episode of Known Combos, where today we're going to take a look at the deck I used for our Twitch highlight video that we put up, I think, a week or two ago. I ran a sort of global red-green, somewhat undead deck. It utilized some pieces, but didn't have a full undead breakdown. Regardless, that deck went 10-0 in its initial placement, and I kind of wanted to show you guys what that deck looks like in case you wanted to run it yourself, or maybe want to see the deck and maybe improve on it in your own right. So, without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck list for our Global Swarm. Alright folks, so here is our list that we're going to be rocking with today. Now, you kind of see where I meant where it was a bit of an undead deck, but not a whole lot of undead stuff. The undead is mostly focused in the late game here with things like the Vampire, Keeper, Mordok, and Araka. But in the meantime, we are looking to establish some kind of global presence or some big draw value. As you can see, we're running 2 copies of Grotesque Offering here. Not a card I usually run, but here I think it's pretty useful, especially since we are digging for our globals. 3 Blacksmith, 3 Armory, and even 2 Necromancer, which makes an appearance here. You might be thinking, well, Red, you may have 2 little undead units to really use this, but I do argue that Necromancer in itself is a chunky body, 5/5 that could easily start to get out of control with just a few of these globals, things like Armory and Blacksmith. So combine that with, again, like I said, the early presence of some ramp, some draw, a lot of good things happening in the early game. We create a global swarm that is similar to what we've been seeing moving around the meta as of recently. Things like the yellow-white stuff that has been, you know, just, hey, let me play every global possible and just outvalue you at every turn. While that is still strong, and I don't think this deck is doing exactly what that deck does, it is making up for it in a few different ways here. The swarm aspects, things like Rat Hovel, even Parrot Rush, which we're using here, is pretty good. You might want to use Rat King if you don't have the Parrot Rush, but I figured I want to give Parrot Rush some love here, especially since we have things like Southport and Robins, which we're using as well here. Robins being able to kind of get us out into a bit of an early Rakanoth if we can successfully get to it. But the Parrot Rush as well, a bit stronger in variety than Rat King, excuse me. Stat-wise, base stat-wise. So I figured combining this with our big swarm presence here, it just makes sense to go for the Parrot Rush, at least for now, over the typical Rat King. Even though Rat King is more reliable, it is those 5 bodies. I think the Parrot Rush is just a little bit funnier, and I don't get to use that often, so that's why we've got it going. But other than that, I mean, the list is pretty straightforward. A lot of standard stuff, but I'll go over it. Fear Lumberjack for some draw, same with Grotesque Offering. These sort of give us an early draw package. The Elvish Thief for some early ramp. Hovel, Spawner, good stuff all around. Also generates units for offerings, so love to see it. Smith Armory and Necromancer is our global package here. We can include Necromancer even though he's all the way over here. But Armory and Blacksmith at 3 this time, not normally what I would do in most decks, but considering this does have the focus on the global buff aspect, we want to run those at 3 copies. 2 Blue Firebolt. Honestly, this could maybe be changed. I think the burn area had to suffer when looking at everything else, so a little light on that, you know, direct spell removal, so be cautious of that. 3 Maddie. This might actually be what you want to change with Blue Firebolt, interchangeable at, you know, 3 copies here. You can maybe drop a Maddie for a Bolt or vice versa. I think I went with the Maddie route just because Maddie gives a little more targets for offerings as well. Parrot Rush, like you mentioned, a bit more of a better statted Rat King for us, even though it's not, you know, always online when it does. With the global buffs, it is a very scary card. We've got Southport Captain here, again, additional ramp to help us into that late game, things that we can get out, like the Vampire and Mordok much earlier. We already mentioned the Armory. Darkbender, good stuff, pain in the ass, no further explanation there. Keeper of the Doorway to generate additional undead units, things like the Banshees, Horsemen, and Wraiths, as well as being stupidly big under globals is just too good not to pass up here. So yeah, he's maxed out at 3 copies. Necro at 2. Again, another global buff, but, you know, lack of overall undead folks in the deck. I think 2 copies is appropriate. Vampire was a bit of a suspect choice to most people when they first saw me play this over on Twitch, but I actually really liked Vampire when ranking this deck. Able to kill off some things, and not only that, just get the lifesteal off of it. White Knight has seen similar, success. Well, I wouldn't say success, because, yeah, well, do I want to say success? Regardless, White Knight kind of sees the similar play for its, stat line and lifesteal. This under global buffs can be a lot scarier than a White Knight, so we decided to run him instead, and has been proven to be quite annoying for most people to deal with. So we happily welcome him to the ranks here. Dragon's Fire is our big AoE spell to clear board. I don't have room for Flame Storm, so Dragon's Fire going to be the call that we make here. 3 Robins was the choice for Parrot Rush, being able to have something at all times to maybe turn on the Parrot Rush, or even maybe ramp us out into Raka, so we are running 3 copies. Mordok, another undead unit, but also just stupid good. And Raka at 2, because again, we don't have a large undead focus in the deck here. Being the big man that he is, again, another AoE, but also just a big game ender if played correctly, if played right in the enemy's face, blowing up all their back row. We just love to kind of clean up games through that regard. Again, under globals, he's pretty scary at 4/7 baseline. So yeah, very, very spooky man. But anyways, that is of course our deck list here. Again, pretty straightforward now that you got a taste of it. It is just more global play at the end of the day. But because this deck did go 10-0 over on Twitch, I want to kind of give it a proper highlight here on YouTube just to show you guys what has been going on over there. Give a further glimpse, if you will, further sneak peek. But enough of the deck list. Let's go ahead and get to some games now, see how the deck actually performs. Starting off with, of course, match number 1. All right, in game number 1 with not too bad of a start, in all honesty, going for Lumberjack, Hovel, and now Grotesque was actually pretty good for us. Grotesque can get us into a nice little combo here, pushing the Lumberjack in, sacking it off for 3 new cards. Not bad, if I say so myself. He's putting a coin to a... not... okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring it back just a little bit here. I might have to play a little bit of defense just so I can, pop this Manfish. Okay, shifting technique. You can get a lot... It's gonna get a lot of minor spell value here. Defective Flame Cannon. Might just use that on the Lumberjack because he's gonna be like, yeah, sure, why not? I hope he doesn't. Not good value. Need a Blacksmith here. Ooh, actually, that's a little bit better. I mean, it sucks that I have to do it, but, like, I don't want to give him that many minor spells, so I might just zap it. Keeping the Lumberjack here for the draw, I can easily just Grotesque off something else. So I do need to kind of cycle through cards. This deck does operate a bit of more of a late game scale, so we gotta get things going. Flame Cannon, sure, even out the damage. Oh, not even out the damage, excuse me, we're a little bit under, but that's okay, I need to know that. Instead, sure, let's go with Blacksmith just to put it out there. Thankfully, no burn inside of the Ninja Pirates, so not going to be dealing with a whole lot. But 2 Manfishes is certainly something. Oh, and the Eater. I almost said Keeper. We have the Keeper. But that is probably what all these minor spells are going to be used for here. Won't be surprised if he maybe decides to kind of push into us a bit further with... things like Alpha Strike now, First Strike. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Not surprising. We'll see how many more minor spells, though, there are. No. Okay. This is probably just going to be a simple Horseman cleanup. Oh, actually, we get that out of it, which is not bad. We'll put the Horseman to block, even though it does literally jack all against First Strike. But, I mean, hey, it's a body blocker. We don't want to take too much damage again. We don't have the healing. And it's great to bait out things like that. Holy mackerel. Meditation and Katana. This blue Firebolt is looking really juicy.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
Looking real thick. Mind if I just... oh, nut real quick. Gonna go in Armory as well, given the opportunity here. So now I've got the global part established just a little bit here. King crab, sure, my friend. Absolutely fine with me. This is probably gonna mean that we can just do something like this. Ooh, a little bit better than I had anticipated. Probably gonna go ahead and do this for the time being. Okay, dissipate on the vampire. I feel like this guy kind of just throwing his balls to the wall at this stage in the matchup, which is never a bad thing. Never a great thing either. Gonna go ahead and get the Robins out to intercept the King Crab. Going so far as that Grotesque the Maddie here to kind of get us some, oh, shit. Well, we live and we learn, folks. It's a bit of a parrot rush situation. Vanish Strike on the Crab. Alright, sure, bouncing that back up. Getting it back onto the board. Meaning that it can move the Colossus as well, which is not bad, except that the Colossus is a bit easy bait for our Mordok in hand here. Now, I wonder if we could get away with doing an Elvish Thief, Dragon's Fire, Parrot? Doesn't feel worth it. I think I might just go for the Mordok, in all honesty. That's probably the best card we could have expected out of that. This can clean that up with no problem. Move the Lich out of the way here. Risky business is fine. Repush the Vampire. Get the Elvish Thief involved. Pray that Swordsman is in the mix and pass. Seems fine. But at this point, here's where the global supremacy starts to take effect here. The Vampire lifesteal at 6/6 is pretty good here. The 5/3 Elvish Thief. Now, granted, we can make this a little bit bigger if we had Necromancer on board. And again, Necromancer itself is actually a great body to throw into the mix here. The 5/5 stat lines really do a good job to make it a viable threat as well as a global buff. But this should be where the game pretty much ends. Running down 11 points worth of damage here, potentially more on the horizon. With the Elvish Thief too, we can pick up an additional Parrot for Parrot Rush, throw that down, continue our advantage, and then kind of just end the game from here. And I think our opponent does know that. It's a little slow on the response here, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead, probably fast forward this match to kind of get you guys to where he maybe does something, but let's see if he does anything. Alright, so our opponent kind of just didn't do anything, which is expected in all honesty. Gonna go ahead and use this Grotesque that we picked up here off of one of the parrots. Doesn't really matter, honestly. I'll do top one here. So we get a little more global value. We do get probably the best global we can for this exact situation. The Necromancer to buff the Vampire. And moving the Mordok as well and just pushing in. Now, this should be pretty much the end of the game right here. Again, I think he's going to try and stall me out to, you know, for whatever reason, because that is clearly something we need to do. But yeah, I think this is a locked away game. We'll fast forward this yet again, and we will take you into game number 2. Just showing you guys that he actually didn't do anything here. Let me just, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, in game number 2 underway, swap out the Mordok, get his ass out of here and get a lot of a, whoa, better hand, baby, me likey. Elvish Thief, turn 2 into the Blue Fire, turn 3 to pop what's most likely to be a maybe Dojo turn 2, I imagine. It's gonna be pretty good. Okay, or it's gonna be an Awakened deck. That's fine. I can just throw out the Maddie here. The Maddie can provide a bit more. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Burn Castle for me, Imp, real quick, please. Thank you. Oh, shoot. We knew we were going to lose that. We're coming out as well. Not a huge deal there. I mean, I can just do this, right? Bring this back. This is literally a free Maddie. Into the Pyromancer, which is great. Let's just go Rat Hovel. Maybe get another Maddie out. Oh, alright. Well, of course, that's like the worst option. Okay, we had a high, and then we had a big old low. Okay. This is fine. You know what? This is fair, folks. This is fair. Oh. He has Drain Life to me. That's fine. Drain Life, not a huge deal, and especially since I have Blue Firebolt here. Let me sack away a Maddie then. We'll use the Rat because we can actually use it offensively here. Another Grotesque for the Maddie back here. Again, this is good. I really think I needed the mint in my, and I have it in my mouth right now. Because that is what's taking me to victory here, it looks like. Alright. Go another Grotesque here. Let's get some value, baby. Let's get some value going. See, turn 7 would be... No, so I need to hit that turn 8. Let me just shoot the Pyromancer into face then. Get the Darkbender as the replacement. I know we're being a little haphazard with our range units and whatnot this game, but it's turning into some great aggro that we're using to just capitalize on to win the game here. This was an Awakened deck, though, by the looks of things. Things like Badger, Imp coming out. Were-Rat, to a degree as well. I mean, Were-Rat you don't really see too often, but I mean, I guess that maybe man is missing a dojo or two. We have no idea. Alright, so Badger gonna pop our Pyromancer. Interesting choice here, kind of just sacking it off, but we will not complain. We do need to get a couple of things going, though. So, Rats are gonna pop into face, charge those boys in. Darkbender will pop this. And I think we just kind of hit hard and we hit fast with a couple of other cards. Things like the Vampire here. We have multiple Vampire copies, so thankfully, we're not going to be... Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, I'm about to say, hopefully we didn't just lose internet. But no, this pressure should be pretty good. Rushing the Vampire down might be just the end of the game here if we can't clear it. And if not, we can do a turn 8 Captain into Vampire setup here. Mordok coming onto the board. Interesting, but not enough. Well, I guess kind of enough now that we're doing this.
Hello, young lady.
But yeah, not really good of a position for our friend here. Actually, does that just end the game right there? I think it just does. I think we just do a bunch of global stuff. And here's where the globals come in, folks. Look at this. Bow, bow, poo, wee. And that is going to be how we clean up game number 2, folks. Fast, effective. Maddie shenanigans, true, but they are enough to get us the win. So with that being said, folks, let's go ahead and jump into game number 3. All right, in game number 3 now underway. Ooh. All right, well, I mean, we could work with this. This is fine. I mean, you have Hovel, Captain, Armory, Vampire. That in itself is not a bad curve there, but still, against Awaken again, feel like we probably could want something a little bit better. Okay, we're just gonna go right for the Coin Dojo. We are hot today, ladies and gentlemen. The last dude didn't have dojo. This dude does. Holy mackerel. All right. Let's see where this goes. Oh, double soldier too. Sure. This is gonna be a little weird, but I mean, I think I'm just gonna block with Captain. This has got a blacksmith for me here. He'll draw 2 cards off the soldiers. Not great, but not the worst. I think if we can cut off his advantage at some point down the line, we should be good. Of course. I mean, go for it now. You can put 1 soldier into the Captain. Ah, not before lava fawning my ass. What in the world? Why? Who said that was a good idea? Okay, I guess I'm gonna put it out of the way, I guess. I guess I'll just armory here, in all honesty. I can just, if I had another lumberjack, I could easily pop away the pillar, but I don't have it. I'll just do this with the rats to, lower the pillar enough for Vampire, even if I do lose the armory, so that's not bad for us. But the fact that this is more of an aggressive structures deck is a little annoying. It's not only just Awaken, but it's more of like the, hey, not perfect Awaken, like Bum Rush Awaken. Like, I'm gonna throw literally pillar at you. Okay, sure. We're at 2. Sure, that's fine. I can just... Actually, I can just do this. I don't even need to use the vampire to pop that. I can just do this, right? Wah. There we go. Kill off the soldier as well. You ain't dropping freezing pillar on me. You're not a Viking player here, so let's get where we're at boosted. Let's get Shadow Kata. Oh, where are we going? Oh, meditate. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Meditation. Holy mackerel. Can I draw a bolt, please? Like, right now? No. Actually, that's not the worst. Looking at it. That's not bad. We can just Darkbender here. Just push the rats in. I'm gonna have the spawner, so what's gonna matter? The issue is he's drawing, what? Again, 3 cards out of his ass with this super where we're at now. Which is pretty much unkillable without some form of additional removal. I need to keep one of the 2 vampires alive in our hands. There's a gnat just flew in my face. That's going to be what we use to set off Rakanoth here. Rakanoth could do a lot of work. Right now, though, the body count is looking pretty nasty. Nastily high, I should say. On our side, that is. On our side. Okay, disintegrate my lumberjack. Literally, I don't know why people run that as the option for that. I don't know why. Let's fear back this where at. Get out of my face for a hot minute here. Let's go. Another armory. Lumberjack. I guess I'm gonna sink in some damage here while we're waiting. I mean, the were-at's gonna finish it off, sure, but like, that's not bad for us to sink in 6 damage at this point in the game here, especially when we can get a bit of a closer game ending with Raka. Raka is gonna be how this game pretty much ends here. Sneak in maybe couple things. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. There's another lava font, folks, just in case you okay. 2 of them hit Darkbender. Curious. That is not the draw we wanted to see at all. Oh boy. So I should do this. Let's block up for the boy just a little bit. Let's put this to use here. Let's block to scare away the Darkbender. Let's pass on that. We bricked into 2 Raka, baby. What can I say? That's the name of the game. Although, I don't even think we're gonna get to the Raka. Maybe if we got like another global or something, we could just end it right here. There's another global. I did ask for another global. I did in fact ask for another global. Can I ask for 2? No. Okay. That's kind of rude. That do be kind of rude. I don't know why I don't get an additional global so I can pop the Darkbender, but here we are living in the golden age of gaming. Should probably be careful with this. Let's push this up here. Let's pop into that. Let's throw this in an awkward spot. Put you down here. Let's put you up here, because that'll be funny. We'll pass back on this. Should be okay. I don't know, that's a lot of cards coming to his hand. Again, I think if I clench hard enough, we'll be fine, right? Copium? Copium. Big copium levels, baby. Big copium levels. Okay, that does something. Do we have, well, we have another body then. Shit, okay. That's fine. Oh. Oh, and he gets the right targets for it. Well, as right as you can get, to be honest. Leaving the vampire is probably the biggest sad boy moment this man's gonna have in his entire career. Yeah, because I can just walk right in, right? And we can just rack a board. I don't even bother going after the Ronin. I can just keep the pressure up, get the rats back out here, man. Just try to end the game at this point. So now I gotta divert attention back to Laraka, right? If he doesn't kill the Raka, he just outright loses right here, by the way. Having another Raka in hand means that we can just sack it off for another big burst. And, I mean, even then, Raka's just 6-8. He will end the game. Needs to have 6 more damage worth in hand, because he has the pand or can bounce it. Doesn't bounce it, though. Kind of misses with that. That's a lot of gold. So I think we might actually walk away with this one. We'll see here, though. Panda going in. Panda going in. Can do like a barbarian out of his ass. No, blue fire. Alright, fair. He is still in it. As unfortunate as that is for me to say, he is still in it. Was in it. I can just do this, sack you, because you're in the unfavorable spot here. Draw something else. Sure, get that going, put damage in, and now he's on a sudden death timer to where if he doesn't really kill me, within like what, 2 turns, he just loses by the way sudden death works. So I think this will be it. And yep, there he goes. Get the awakened player out of here. See ya next time, my guy. Send him away for game number 3. Very nice to see, and a great way to close out this deck. Alright, folks, and with that being said, that will cover our Global Swarm deck for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy not only the matches, but the deck as well. Let me know what you guys think of the deck by leaving your thoughts down in the comments section below. And of course, if you haven't already done so, folks, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Be sure to share with your friends. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't done so already. It is the best way you can support us here on YouTube and help us grow and expand, all at no additional cost to you. But with that being said, I think that's going to do it for me for now, folks. So until next time, stay gaming.